Welcome to Join Our Town here at TBN. We're excited to have you. I'm your host, Dr. Jason Jackson, the chairman of the Jackson Global Initiative organizations. And I'm excited because in this segment, we're going to discuss something that's near and dear to our hearts here in our local community, and that's our children and education. And with me, I've got a great friend of mine, Dr. Rosalind Osgood. How are you doing, ma'am?
I'm wonderful, Dr. Jackson, and thank you for having me today.
Yeah, so wonderful that we've had the opportunity to meet and to speak over the last period of time, and wonderful things that are being done through you, through the school board. And as I said, as we were beginning to lead into the program, parents are deeply concerned about their children. Great parents want to see that their children are being taken care of. And as a parent who has a child in Broward County schools, every day I have a kindergartner in Broward County schools, and every day I watch my little daughter walk off and to go into her class. I just think to myself, wow, I hope that she's protected. I hope that she's nurtured. And I can say from my experience that indeed I've seen a major shift in some of the things that are going on in Broward County schools. And of course, sometimes parents, we can get a little bit critical, of course. But I think what I want to start out with is the fact that that our teachers, our administrators, our chair people, that you guys are not just a school system, but you are a group of people that are working together to serve our children. And sometimes we're not aware of the story behind the story. And I think that if we begin to personalize the people that are serving our children, that will help us give them better grace. Dr. Osgood, you got this great story. Before you became on the board of Broward County Schools, would you mind sharing with us a little bit about your background so that our viewers can learn a little bit about you?
Certainly, Dr. Jackson. I'm a proud native of Broward County, graduate of Fort Lauderdale High School, a proud product of the 33311, where I still work, live, and pray. My life has been a bunch of ups and downs, trials and tribulations. I've had some horrific horrors, but I've also had some hallelujah highs. Okay. 29 years ago, I lived homeless on the streets of Fort Lauderdale, battling with substance abuse and addiction. But it was through the help of God and numerous persons in this community, my church and organizations, that helped me rebuild my life and restore my life to something that I could never even imagine. So I serve our community in various capacities as an associate minister at New Mount Olive Baptist Church, as a CEO of the New Mount Olive Development Corporation, a chaplain for the City of Fort Lauderdale Police Department, and the school board member that represents District 5. So all of my life experiences and formal training, I have both a master's and doctoral degree in public administration from Nova Southeastern University, and then the Master's of Divinity from New Orleans Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. So my life experiences and my formal training allows me to serve our community as a true public servant in many, many capacities. So I am that child that struggled in school many years ago. I'm that parent that struggled with substance abuse. I'm that single mom that's challenged to raise kids, especially two African-American boys, in a world that public policy oftentimes does not work in their favor. So my formal training and life experiences give me a perspective that I believe is a vehicle that God uses to really make a difference in our community.
No, well, and I think that's something that as we discuss, that we share together. I'm also right here from Dillard High School, and my doctorate is actually in business administration, and I run one of the fastest growing investment banks in Fort Lauderdale. But what people don't know is I am a high school dropout. I'm a high school dropout, and I was on the streets for a little while before going into the military, and God worked miraculously in my life to get me where we are today, which is still a process. What was it, and what would you tell the viewers? What was it? How did God motivate your heart to get you from homelessness, being a single mother, to get you all the way back to a position where you could have probably done some other things, but you've chosen public service? How did God move your heart to want to do that?
God moved my heart by blessing me with children. I believe that my children are my gift from God that God used to save my life. I knew that I had to get my act together in order to be a good mom for my kids. So being a mother to my children has given me a burden for children to be a resource, to be an advocate, to work hard every day. I kind of live by this acronym CHANGE. That means children have a need to grow every day. And I believe we all have a pivotal part and role in ensuring that our children have those opportunities to grow every day.
Okay, that's wonderful. So just watching your sons flourish and their ideas and just you came into a place, because I'm really big on this as a leader. I'm big on don't come to me with complaints, come to me with solutions. And having the opportunity to speak with you, I know that you're very solutions orientated, and so I'm excited about that. Give us some background as to what's going on in Broward County Schools, some of maybe the programs and the things that parents may be unaware of.
Well, we have a phenomenal opportunity in Broward County. 6 years ago, Broward County hired a superintendent by the name of Robert Runcie, who in 2016 was Florida Superintendent of the Year, and in 2017 has just been chosen as the National Alliance of Black Public School Administrators Superintendent of the Year. So Mr. Runcie brought a different perspective to our district. He was a former businessman who was very interested in education. So through his leadership and the direction of the board, we have worked very hard to provide equality across the district, where we have magnet schools in most of our schools, where our children can start in high school and in some instances middle school, beginning to concentrate on the arts, concentrate on robotics. We have a debate program that's countywide. So it's kind of interesting because I serve with 8 other leading ladies on the school board. The school board is made up of all leading ladies, and we all have a particular passion or something that we've championed. So Ms. Levinson, the school board member, Lori Rich Levinson, has championed this debate initiative where we offer debate across the county in our high schools and middle schools, and this year we're actually piloting it in some of our elementary schools. So it gives our students across the district, no matter what neighborhood they're in, an opportunity to participate in a debate program that teaches them public speaking, it teaches them discipline, and it also gives them an advantage on starting to learn how to do research. We also have programs like our Turnaround Arts program that's operating in Walker Elementary and 2 other elementary schools at this time. This program is a national initiative started under President Barack Obama to integrate the arts into our classrooms. So if you're taking math, you're doing it through numbers and songs and, writing plays. There's a whole arts component in partnership with the Broward Center for Performing Arts that our children get an opportunity to do learning in a fun way. At Parkway, it's an epic center. That middle school is in the heart of Broward County 33311, but it offers a diverse menu of programs to include a gifted program for gifted students and also a strong ESE component where we meet the needs of our children that have learning disabilities. I could go on and on about the wonderful things. We have a magnificent robotics program at Dillard High School. This year we started at the beginning of school a program, an EMS program, to begin to develop our children around first responding and training them to be firemen or women. So we're trying to provide some educational and career opportunities for our children, and our focus is to start at an earlier age. So we've integrated a lot of those programs into middle schools and elementary schools, and right now we're at the emphasis of starting a countywide early childhood initiative to meet the needs of our children. Oftentimes our children start school at first grade and they don't have number or letter recognition. We kind of keep them home too long. Right. The cost of daycare is just so enormous. So we're working across the district to provide education in a non-traditional way. So along with those educational opportunities, we've also transitioned some of our school sites into multi-purpose centers where we are very intentionally meeting the social needs of our children, providing clothing and food and shoes and counseling and those things to help them deal with some of the social challenges that they're facing as well.
Wonderful. And what it sounds like, all of the programs that you said, and I also went to Parkway, by the way, and I was bused there for performing arts. And even at Dillard, I was there for performing arts, and those were the only classes I went to. I'm not advocating that, but that's a part of my turnaround story. So there's just such great power. But it sounds like, would you say in a single word, that the programs, the additional programs that you're putting into place, so there's the core education, but then there's these additional programs, the magnet programs, the debate programs, those are the things that are going to get, would you say those are the things that if parents focus their children on getting involved in those extracurricular activity, would you say that would better position them for preparedness?
Oh, certainly. Those additional programs, we're actually integrating them into the core of learning because research has shown us time and time again that we have to make learning fun for kids. Okay. When we love kids and we make learning fun, it just allows them to explore every acumen of their intellectual capacity where they dream, they build, they have ideas. We also have coding that we've implemented across the district. In our second and third grade classrooms, we have chess where children are now learning critical thinking through playing the game of chess that they find very, very fun. So now our children are excited about going to school because we've moved to a different format of teaching. And I can tell you, we have some remarkable teachers. They do an outstanding job with our children every day.
Yeah, I know they do. And critical thinking, I think, is a key word. As a business owner and an employer, I'm looking for people who can critically think through a situation. But I would say this to the parents that are watching. Would you say that it's fair? Well, I would say that we agree that it is fair not to place the emphasis on the children and the teachers, but it takes involvement from the household. So find out about these programs, get your kids involved. The teachers can't carry the whole weight of it. It's got to be done. Look, thank you so much, Dr. Osgood, for joining us, for your time. I want to thank our guests. For those that are here and able to join us on Join Our Town, please tell a friend about the program, and we look forward to seeing you. Until then, I'm Dr. Jason Jackson with the Jackson Global Initiative Organization.